Hi, I'm a terrible thing, and welcome back to 5 Days a Stranger. Start my timer here. So, it's been a little while since I did any uploads, because I was running out of room on the laptop that we're currently using in the studio, and I just got a 6 terabyte drive to store my videos on, so that's cool. And I finally picked this game back up. So as with, I think this is day 3 now. As with any day, you want to start by talking to everybody, getting information. Hello, Philip. Leave me alone, cat burglar. Have you seen the others? No. All I know is that you're here, they're not here, bothering me. Why don't you go join them? What are you doing? None of your business. Are those maps of the house? Yes, they're maps of the house. I'm going to find a way out. Then I'm going to get away from this madhouse once and for all. And after that, if I ever see your smug pinstripe-wearing face again, it'll be a million years too soon. He doesn't wear pinstripes on his face. Come on, Phil, none of us could possibly killed AJ. You want to bet? You're over 6 foot. You could have done it easily. Maybe I could have, but I didn't. Prove it. You know I can't. Well then. You know, your attitude could be the death of us. Certainly going to be the death of you if you don't get out of my face. Feeling any better this morning? Oh, I'm just Peaches. Now go away. Well, catch you later. So, you may have noticed that the portrait in the background is aging. Like I said before, I think it's grown a beard. It's a portrait of a wizened, bearded old man in a safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. I apologize if you can hear that cricket. I've got cricket traps coming later this week. But, my studio is a garage. Converted garage, and unfortunately they can still get in through the old roll-up door, and it's been a rainy summer and it's very hot. They've been annoying the crap out of me, so yeah, there's that. What's this? I just found it out here like this. Do you know whose it is? Yeah, it's mine. Did you bring it in here last night or something? Of course not. It was in the front yard, and there's no way into the front yard. Maybe someone's trying to help us. Maybe. I'll go and find the others and let them know about it. Sure. Now, this part was never explained. I don't really know. Great. My lockpicks are here. Must have fallen out of my pocket when I was getting out of the car. I'll hide an emergency pick in the lining of my tie like I usually do. I can only imagine that if somebody was trying to help us, it had to be the ghost of Matthew, maybe? I don't know. But it's never really made clear. Now, obviously, there's paranormal shit going on, but how the car got back here, really, I mean, you're in a house you can't escape from, but who brought it back here is a little bit more confusing. Okay, so I think I can use the lockpicks here to open this door now. There we go. So we can take this pickaxe. We're going to need that. We're also going to need this saw. And I don't think there's anything else in here. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything over here this day either, but I'm just check real quick. Yeah, no. So I guess I'll go see if I can open up some more doors in the house and see if I can find Simone. Make sure she's all right. Philip's in a bad mood. I'll leave him alone. Figure is back. The painting. I can actually take this cord. I need it later. Extension cord. VCR. Let's see what's on telly. This morning, in other news, Michael Cheecham, solicitor of the Defoe estates, was found dead this morning in his office. Mr. Cheecham was found to have hanged himself, and a ruling of suicide has already been declared. This is the latest in a recent string of deaths and disappearances connected to the mysterious Defoe Manor. A string which began with the murder-suicide of Sir Clarence Defoe and his young wife, and has seen more recently the disappearance of BBC reporter Simone Taylor. Police were hoping to acquire the key to Defoe Manor in order to investigate, but the location of the key was known only by Mr. Cheecham himself. Numerous television stars have already come forward to pay tribute to Miss Taylor as it becomes increasingly apparent that disappeared. Something tells me there wouldn't even be that much coverage if there wasn't a celebrity involved. I don't know if Cheecham's death is directly tied to the manor or if it's just a coincidence. Again, that's hard to say, and is never really talked about again after that, so that's all we get. Let's go upstairs. Jim? Yes? What do you think we should do next? I think we should be doing as much as research into the house as we can. What are you doing? I'm just looking for stuff on the house. Why? Dunno. Yes, you do, Jim. Why? Because I want to help. But I'm not sure what I could do. If you ask him to tag along with you, he will come with you, and help you out with stuff, but, there's a specific event that I want to wait. I want to use that for, so I'm going to wait for now. Have you seen Philip and Simone? Mr. Hardy's in the dining hall, shouting at everyone who comes in. Miss Taylor said she was investigating AJ. Thanks. Is she in the pool? I don't remember her being in the pool. Never mind. Okay. She could be. I don't know. It's been a while since I played the game. I'm going to check these other rooms real quick. Locked. Well, that's what lockpicks are for. Right, Trilby? Here we go. I think I did it, but it still won't open. There must be a deadbolt on the other side or something. There we go. Unlocked. I'm not sure I would feel right sleeping on a dead man's bed. I actually want this book. Ready? The Diary of Sir Roderick Defoe. March 5th, 1805. Work on the house is going well. It should be completed by the end of July. Belinda is already excited about the forthcoming wedding and spends many hours of the day going over even the smallest details over and over again. Not since our early courtship has she been so giddy with joy. It softens my heart to see her smile, and she smiles often. I'm wondering why I didn't retire sooner. August 12th, 1805. I'm only now having the opportunity to write this, as it's been the most hectic day. The wedding went without a hitch, and the house was ready for us to move in as soon as the ceremony was over. Belinda insisted on consummating our marriage immediately. I'm sure, dear diary, this house can expect to hear the laughter of children before 1806 is out. February 14th, 1806. A romantic day for our announcement. The physician has just left, confirming that Belinda is with child. A child we can expect to be born in June. We've already decided to name the child Matthew, if a boy, or Jane, if a girl. June 28th, 1806. Belinda's dead. I'll never forget her face, ash gray, contorted with pain. The child is healthy. Would that it had never came about and spared me this fresh hell. May 24th, 1820. Matthew showed me the painting of the grounds he had created. I worry about the boy. Why can't he have a healthier interest like soldiering? I said soldering. The painting was fair, I suppose, but it would rather my child be less of a weakling. June 28th, 1821. It's the anniversary of the night I unleashed a horror which I tonight shall remove from this world. May God forgive me. So is he talking about Matthew? That's the last entry. He doesn't write in his journal very often. It skips years. Let's see here. Scratch is. Those don't look like they were made by human fingernails. Okay, we can actually open this window. Well, what do you know? It opened. Of course, since it overlooks the backyard, that doesn't help much. And if we stand out here, we can actually see that there is a way to the adjoining room by swinging across on this loose tile. Trilby actually has an umbrella that he calls the Grolly, which is actually a hidden grappling hook. My grappling hook launcher, made to look like an umbrella. So, yeah. Pretty strange. But, I didn't show you there, but if you try to swing across, though, the tree is in the way. So, I'm going to have to get rid of that tree. But first, I'm going to go talk to Simone. Which I guess she's in the pool. Yeah, okay. I guess she is in the pool. Simone? Oh, Trilby. How's the ghost hunting going? Do you know where the others are? Sorry, Trilby. I haven't seen either of them since yesterday. Someone brought my car into the backyard. Yes, I noticed. It's your car, is it? Did you bring it in here? Trilby, I have no idea where it came from or how. I'm just glad to see a bit more color about the place. I see. What are you doing? I'm investigating. Like we all should be doing. So what do you conclude? I found his wallet. He had an ID for almost every government agency I can think of. Everything from MI6 to CID. Really? I think he must have been sent to investigate the house. Some kind of secret mission. That's why he never told us of anything about himself. That would make sense, certainly. I'd say this constitutes a pretty spectacular failure of a mission. Any clues on who did this? It must have been a pretty big fellow, I think. Armed with a large slashing weapon, like a machete. It was Jason Voorhees. And I found a piece of leather. Leather? Like Philip's jacket? No, it wasn't black. Brown leather. Like from an old-fashioned blacksmith's apron. It was torn off piece of... There was a torn-off piece in AJ's hand, I see. So it was Jason Voorhees and Leatherface together. They're in cahoots. How are you feeling? Fine, thank you. You're not too shaken about AJ? I don't have time to be shaken about AJ. Whoever did this might still be around. Once we're safely out of harm's way, then I think I'll think about being shaken. See you later. Sure. Yeah, I've actually... I know what she's talking about there. It sounds silly, but, like, I've had that experience myself where, like, something crazy will happen, and you won't be scared in the moment until later. Like, when I was about 19, I was in a tornado, and I was hit with hail and actually thrown off of my bike, and had to basically get rescued by a dude in a truck. And I remember everything was like in slow motion. And I remember very vividly that I was not scared the entire time. But as soon as I was safely away and back home, then it all hit me, and like, then I was like shaking. It was crazy. I've had other experiences like that too, so it's definitely true. Like your adrenaline switches your brain into survival mode or something. The library is where... So it's... I need to get rid of that tree. And it's a two-person saw, so I'm going to need Jim to help me. Jim? Yes? Do you want to tag along with me? Sure. I promise not to get in the way. I've always thought this was kind of funny, how, like, you'll notice that Trilby opens doors, Jim just phases right through them. Now, he's not a ghost or anything, it's just, I think it's just a little problem with the coding for the movement of the characters. Now we can get rid of the tree. Oh, there's Jim. Okay. Jim, give me a hand with this. Why did we cut the tree down, Mr. Trilby? I'm not exactly sure. I know it makes me feel better. I feel as if some far-off presence is controlling my mind, making me do things that I don't understand. I love the whispering in the background. It's so unsettling. What are you doing, Mr. Trilby? I'm abandoning you. Just popping out for some fresh air. Why don't you go wait in the library? Oh, okay. That kid is so pale. Oh, now he opens the door. Okay, now we can use the grappling hook launcher to swing across. And now we're in Matthew's room. Need to find his diary. Let me grab this teddy bear. Why the hell not? There's nothing in here but this old diary. It's actually why we're here. I guess it's this one. Oh, look. It's the secret diary of Matthew Defoe. June 28th, 1814. Today's my 8th birthday. Nanny said I would soon be as big, strong man like my father. I wanted to see him today, but he wouldn't come out of his study all day. Nanny says he always gets cross on this day, but it's not because of me. August 5th, 1817. I found a new friend. He's behind the door in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a name. He likes me to sit and talk to him, but Father gets very angry when he finds me doing this. Now, you remember in the map of the house, there was a corridor or a stairway leading down from the kitchen that's not there anymore. That's the door he's talking about. I asked Father who the boy behind the door was, but he told me that there was no boy behind the door, and it was just a silly fantasy. May 24th, 1820. I showed Father the painting I was just finished. He said it was quite good, which is the best thing he's ever said. While he was in a good mood, I asked if I could go and look behind the door in the kitchen. He pretended not to hear me. June 28th, 1821. My father's done a terrible thing. All this time he pretended there was no boy behind the door, and now this. There's blood all over the kitchen floor. I'll do what I can. Then we can be a family together and be happy. That's where it ends, except for a little ink blot just underneath the text. Okay, we can open the deadbolt from this side. Let's go see what we can find about that boy in the door behind the kitchen. So you'll notice that the wall here is a little off, that the tiles don't quite match, and that's because there used to be a door there that was walled over. Now, if I use the pickaxe, knock knock. Love it. Cue the creepy music. Are these manacles? What the hell is this room used for? Okay, sorry about that. Little technical difficulties. I'm actually picking this up a day later. Just had some issues. Mostly with a cricket in my studio. I think it's about time I read up on the Defoe family. So this is the one thing I forgot to do. There's actually a blue book here that you need to get off of the shelf. You need to read all 3 of these books before you can go on to the next part. A History of the Defoe Family, Volume 7. Roderick Defoe, later Sir Roderick Defoe, is probably the most famous of the lineage. Using a lot of his inheritance he attained when his parents suddenly died, he embarked on a series of adventures throughout the globe, earning quite a reputation as a colonial explorer. He retired from adventuring at the age of 40 when he met his future bride, Belinda Rothman, and fell instantly in love. He built a luxury manor in the English countryside, and the couple moved in as soon as work was complete. By all accounts, the couple were deliriously happy, which is what made Belinda's sudden death, while giving birth to their only son, Matthew, all the more tragic. Sir Roderick was in mourning for a long time, leaving the upbringing of Matthew in the hands of numerous nannies and tutors. When he finally did start taking an interest in his son, he was known to be bitterly disappointed as his son rejected the idea of joining the army, preferring the pursuit of art and literature. As Matthew neared the age of 15, however, he and his father seemed to grow closer. Didn't always see eye to eye, but they seemed to understand each other and offered unconditional love. And then, on Matthew's 15th birthday, he and Roderick disappeared. A servant found bloodstains in one of the rooms, but no bodies were found. The fate of Sir Roderick and his wayward son remains a mystery to this day. The first of many mysterious disappearances connected to the Defoe line and the family house. I think I've read enough here to have an idea of what's going on here. If there's a ghost in this place, there must be some connection to the disappearance of Sir Roderick and Matthew Defoe. Was Matthew schizophrenic or something? Did Sir Roderick kill him and disappear to avoid the law? It's odd that neither of their bodies were ever found. If I could find Matthew's body, perhaps I could get this to the bottom of this. Maybe there's a book or something in the library that could help me. So if you look at these black books, no, maybe I'm wrong. Hold on. Oh, here's a book with simple white magic here. It's these black books, actually. So we want the book on white magic, so we'll go ahead and take that. Why not? I could certainly do with a laugh. It's a book on white magic. Finding a person from their possession. Tie the possession in question to a stick and dip it in salt. Next, wave it over the place where the subject sleeps. When you hold it in front of you, the object should now indicate in which direction the owner lies. Okay, so in order to do the spell, we first need to get an object from the person, that's Matthew's teddy bear, and we'll use the cord to tie it to the stick that we picked up outside. Okay, now that we have it, we need to dip it in salt. Remember the huge bag of salt down in the kitchen. A story with Matthew and stuff always reminded me of another older game that I played, Zork Nemesis, with the adopted son. If you played that, it's kind of similar, I think, in a way, because Cain was like this. He was like a warrior or like a general, basically. And his adopted son, Lucian, was more interested in art and painting and that sort of thing. It always made me think of that. It's a good game, too. It's kind of the black sheep of the Zork games, where it's more horror. I wouldn't call it a horror game, but more darker, I guess, than the rest of the Zork series, which was always kind of funny. Okay, now that we've got the salt, we need to wave it over the place where Matthew slept. Which would, of course, be Matthew's bedroom. I guess that'll do. We now have a dowsing rod that will find Matthew's body. So if we look at it, it says, it seems to be indicating downwards. So his body must be downstairs. It seems to be indicating to my left. It seems to be indicating to my left. either it's not working properly or it's pointing straight downwards. So that's a clue if you hadn't actually opened up this hole in the wall yet, that there's something below me. It's indicating to the southeast. So this will actually end up kind of doing a hot-cold sort of thing around the room for a while. Eventually, you'll find that over by the manacles... Where is it? Straight down. Maybe I have to use the pickaxe. Oh, okay. It came up as area. So we need to... There we go. Matthew Defoe, I presume? Did Sir Roderick keep him down here? No, he can't have done. There'd have been mention of it in one of the books I read. So... Hold on, I don't think that's Matthew's hand. There's another corpse down here. It looks like the body of a much older man. You know, I have a feeling that this is Sir Roderick. Judging by the ribs, he was killed by a large stabbing weapon. But by whom? Smash! What was that? Sounded like it came from the other side of the house. Apparently Philip didn't hear it. The bell jar's been knocked over and smashed. Looks like the idol's undamaged. This really is a horrendously ugly little wooden idol. Hang on, what are these little stains? Day 4. Father, why? Oh God, my head. What the hell happened last night? I remember... Oh God, Philip. Did I kill Philip? I don't remember anything. You sure did. Last thing I remember is putting my hand on that idol. I've got to warn the others. It's locked. God knows where they found the key. It's stuck shut. So this puzzle is actually one of the harder ones in this game. If you try talking out the window. Hello? Is there anyone out there? Quiet. Simone? Is that you? Yes, I'm keeping guard. Why? Shut up. You killed Philip. Don't even try to deny it. I did? Don't play games with me. I'm keeping guard here until the police get onto the grounds. Then, I'm handing you over. So, if you talk out the window, you can get into a conversation with Simone. Simone, what do you want now? And basically, you can say, like, where's Jim? You're making a terrible mistake. What makes you think I killed Philip? These are all dead ends. She'll just basically keep talking around in circles. What you actually have to do is get your tie back. Because if you remember earlier, Trilby said that he hides an extra lockpick in the lining of his tie. So you say, what have you done with my tie? It was Jim's idea. We took it off you so that you wouldn't hang yourself. Another clue. Why wouldn't you want me to hang myself if I'm such a cold-blooded killer? Jim still seems to think you might somehow be innocent. That boy really admired you, you know. I'm filled with shame. I'm sure. Simone, what do you want now? So, let's see if I can get to it. What makes you think I killed Philip anyway? Well, let me see. First, Jim and I were attacked by someone, huge guy wearing a welding mask and an apron with a machete, but managed to get away. Next, we come into the kitchen and find a huge guy in a welding mask and apron, unconscious next to Philip's corpse. And then we took the mask off, and lo and behold, it's you. Look, you've got it all wrong. Oh, really? Well, let's hear your version. Okay, so you don't actually have to... You don't have to convince her that you're not the killer. You need to convince her that you are the killer, and that she should let you kill yourself. So, I was possessed by the ghost. Oh, now that impresses me. Did you think of that all by yourself? It's the truth, I swear. Shut up. Just shut up. It possessed me just like it did when I killed AJ. What are you talking about now? The ghost. It talks to me late at night when no one else can hear. Tries to make me do things. Evil things. Shut up. It never leaves me alone. I can't sleep. Then I have the blackouts. I wake up with blood all over me in an unfamiliar place. It's happened so many times now that I can't count them. Shut up. Kill AJ. Kill Philip. Kill everyone. It wouldn't leave me alone. I'm warning you. I'm delirious with guilt most of the time. I can see the face of every poor innocent I've killed every time I close my eyes. Most evenings I cry so hard I vomit several times. Sometimes I just want this nightmare to end. If death came right now, I'd welcome it. Oh God. Simone, let me have my tie back. Your tie, please? Oh, to hell with it. Have it, you psycho. Okay, there we go. We got the tie, which means we got the lockpick. I'll just slip it on. And here's my emergency lockpick. See, this demonstrates the importance of forethought. Okay, use the extra lockpick. Open the door. There we go. Unlocked. Where's Simone got to now? And Simone's gone. I've got to get her and Jim to believe me about the idol. Alright, so now that we're out, we need to go find the others. Oh, here we go. It's changed again. It's a portrait of a skeleton in a blood-stained safari suit. The plaque reads, Sir Roderick Defoe. Things are getting interesting. Now, if I remember correctly, they're actually in the bathroom, or at least Simone is. No one in here either. Where the hell is everyone? Trilby! Simone, before you say anything, I know you didn't really kill Philip or AJ. You do? I figured you were lying to get me away from the shed. I saw him again. Who? The killer. The guy in the welding mask. I spotted him downstairs, but he didn't see me. And I can't find Jim anywhere. Simone, you have to listen to me. The ghost Shut up about your ghost. This isn't a ghost. It's a regular flesh and blood psycho. Speak of the devil. Eee! Now, you only have a couple seconds here to do something. Oh my god. Jim? Day 5. How is he? He's awake. He's fine. Doesn't remember anything, just like I didn't. Look, I only sort of half believe this possession thing right now. But in the absence of a better suggestion, I guess I'm going along with it. Have you been watching over these books when I was... I'm sorry, have you been going over those books I was carrying? Yeah, and some texts on the occult. Apparently, if we want to destroy this thing, we have to get the spirit back to its old body. That'll make it quasi-mortal. Still be dangerous, but not unkillable. You have to find the body first. And to do that, we have to know who the ghost is. I've been thinking about this, and I have a fairly workable theory. Yeah, I've got a couple of ideas about it myself. Right, well, the ghost is something to do with the disappearance of Roderick and Matthew Defoe, right? The deaths and disappearances all started after that. Agreed. So what do you think? So the correct answer here is, I think Roderick had more than one son. I think Sir Roderick had more than one son. Yes. Because of what I read in Sir Roderick's diary. Exactly. He makes references to some monster he helped create, and he doesn't mean Matthew. And Matthew talks about another boy in the house, a boy behind the kitchen door. His manacles indicate that someone was kept imprisoned in the basement. Where do you think this other son came from? I want to hear what you think first. I think Sir Roderick... No. There we go. I think Belinda Defoe gave birth to twins. I agree with that. I found Belinda's death certificate. She died about 20 minutes after Matthew was already out. I think it was her second son that did her in. Sir Roderick went practically insane with grief. Blamed the poor kid for her death, kept him locked in the basement, refused to even acknowledge his existence. Can you imagine what that must have been like for the boy? Growing up in a filthy grotto, like some kind of animal, given no education, no love? The boy would be completely retarded and insane. He probably couldn't tell the difference between one person and another. That's why he kills absolutely everyone who enters the house. He thinks they're all Sir Roderick come to torment him some more. But what happened on that day 15 years later when Sir Roderick and Matthew disappeared? You found their corpses in the basement, so they were obviously murdered. Question is, how and why? Sir Roderick went mad and tried to kill him. Yes. Remember in Sir Roderick's diary in the last entry? He talks about destroying the monster. He must have gotten really drunk, and it being the anniversary of Belinda's death didn't help. He went down to the basement and beat the poor kid to death. Half to death. Matthew found the body afterwards and tried to bandage him up. Matthew wasn't the sharpest tool in the box. His brother lived on for a bit longer. Long enough to get a mask and machete and kill both his father and Matthew. Then he must have died of his wounds. Jesus. And we're going to try to find and destroy this ghost? None of anything that happened to him is his own fault. What little mind he had is no more. All he is now is hate. If we don't kill him, he'll kill us all. There's no reasoning with him. I suppose you're right. It's very sad, really. So what do we do now? I'm going to find his body. Then I'm going to figure out how to bring his soul back to it and destroy him. Well, let me know if I can be of any help. I will. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, so this is the end game, basically. And so we need to find out how to destroy Matthew's brother. So we go and look here again at the books. This could be what I'm after, a book on black magic. Must be something about summoning angry spirits in here. The arts of black magic and necromancy. Summoning angry spirits to their bodies. Murderous wraiths are nigh indestructible when they can hop from body to body, but tying them down to their old bodies returns them to partial mortality, a state in which they can be destroyed. Simply enough, place the spirit's original body in a place of fire and death. Return it to its old clothes. Then read aloud the following phrase, omitting nothing. There's just a load of magic gobbledygook here. When I want to read it out loud, I should use the book on myself. Warning, the summoning of a wraith will often bring forth other unquiet spirits, who will haunt those who hold their possessions. Okay, so all of that was very important. But first, we need to find the brother's body. So if we remember the white magic spell, first we need a possession of theirs. A stick, something to tie it with, and we don't have the objects that we had before, so we're going to need to find some new ones. Painting's empty now, by the way. Oh, yeah, I have to talk to Jim, because he still has the welding mask and apron. But first, there should be a pair of scissors in the... Yep, here we go. Now I need the scissors. Shelby, move out of the way so I can pick up the damn scissors. There we go. Overshot it. Upstairs. Alright, Jim is in Matthew's room. So we'll talk to Jim. Mr. Trilby? Yes, Jim. Can I ask you a favor? Sure. I still have the mask and the apron and knife from last night. Could you take them and throw them away for me? I really don't like having them around. Sure. Thank you. No, thank you. Jim? Yes? What exactly happened last night? Well, me and Miss Taylor were in the living room. And this big man entered with a mask and tried to kill us with a big knife. We were able to get away, but then we heard Mr. Hardy screaming. Miss Taylor told me to wait here. But a bit later, she came back and told me that it was you in the mask. I didn't really believe that. She went off to keep guard or something. Then I went to the trophy room and found this wooden idol thing on the floor. Next thing I remember, I was in the bathroom and my head really hurt. Did I really try to kill you? No. But something did. Through you. I don't like this place anymore, Mr. Trilby. You and me both. How are you feeling? My head still hurts a bit. And I feel a bit woozy. Apart from that, I'm fine. See you later. Okay. Alright, so now, if we use the scissors on the apron... When did that happen? There you go. I cut a thin strip off of the apron. We can get a little bit of string. And then we can use the knife, or sorry, the mask is his possession. We'll tie that to the knife and use that as a stick. Yes, whisper, whisper, whisper to you too. Now we need to put it in salt. And wave it over the place where he slept, which was downstairs, tied up in manacles. I guess this must be where he slept, as if he was chained to these all the time. Same thing. It seems to be indicating upwards. So he's not down here. It seems to be indicating upwards, which means he's upstairs. It seems to be indicating to my right, so that I'm not trying all these doors and stuff. I'll just go ahead and tell you he's in the bathroom. It seems to be indicating to the southwest. So I think he's over somewhere in this area. It's indicating to the southeast. Like maybe over here? I don't know. Let's try that. It's indicating northwest. It's indicating to the south. Find the exact space. It's indicating to the south. All right, come on. It's indicating to the north. It's like right here. It's indicating to the east. Jesus. To be so pixel perfect. It's indicating to the south. Come on. It's pointing straight down. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Alright, so now you're not going to be able to just open the floor up like you did downstairs. So you need to use the knife. But first you have to cut the string off the knife. And now we can pry it up. I always wondered, who put the brothers... I can lever up the floor with the machete. Who put the brother's body up here? Pay dirt. Oh, these bones are pretty oddly shaped. I think the kid must have been born deformed. I'm not an animal. Come on. You're coming with me. Okay, now that we have his body, We need to dress him in his clothing. And bring him to a place of death and fire. Place of death and fire. How about the fireplace with the dead animal heads hanging above it? Would that work? I guess this would count as a room of fire and death. And put his old clothing on him. Somehow I don't think I've improved his looks. Now we need Simone and Jim. Because they're going to be the ones that, are possessed by the other ghosts. Simone? Trilby? Could you meet me in the trophy room? You have a plan? Yes, I've got a plan. Okay then. Jim? Yes? Could you go down to the trophy room? Why? I have a plan. Well, okay. Now we'll give Jim something of Matthew's, his teddy bear. Could you hold on to this for me, Jim? Whatever you say. And we'll give Simone something of Roderick's, his rifle. Oh, this thing's heavier than it looks. I'm not carrying this around everywhere. I better find a place to put it down. So we'll give it to Simone. Could you hold on to this for me, Simone? Is it part of the plan? Or do you just like getting a kick out of seeing women with big guns? Please, Simone. Oh, all right. And now we use the book on ourselves to read the passage. Here goes nothing. In this hall of death, and by the light of Prometheus's gift, I call thee. I bring thee gifts that may tempt thee back. I bring thee thy helm that thou might be masked. I bring thee thy armor that thou would be clothed. I bring thee thy sword that they would be armed. Come. 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 Jesus Christ. What now? Trilby, what? You. I knew you were evil from the moment you came into this world, demon child. May God forgive me for having a part in your creation. Why did you kill me, brother? I helped you when you were injured. I bandaged you when our father made his mistake. No mistake, young one. Now do you see why I tried to keep you away from this creature? It has no understanding of human ways. You're wrong, Father. If you could have even given him a chance to be normal. You hadn't even given him a chance to be normal. Cease your prattling, Matthew. It's time to put an end to the horror I unleashed. What are you doing, Father? Father, no! Father! Father! I think now would be a good time to take our leave. Did she fire the shotgun, or... I don't know. Miss Taylor, over here. What the hell's been going on in here? I've been trying to get in there for hours, and suddenly the place catches fire. The doors burst open, and you two... Us two? Where's Trilby? I thought he was right behind us. You're saying there's someone else in there? Trilby! Trilby! Wait a second. Trilby the cat burglar? Yes! Get someone in there, he could be in trouble. Maybe the ghost got him. Ghost? I think you better get you two down to the station. But Trilby, the fire brigade will find him if he's there. In the meantime, if you'd like to step this way. Death, of course, comes to us all. It came to Sir Roderick Defoe and his youngest son in the shape of each other. Was destroying the ghost the right thing to do? It was acting like any other dumb animal. Oh well. I guess he and his family have plenty of time to discuss it, wherever they are. As for me, well, I have no complaints. I've lived a life many would consider out of the ordinary. And I only have one regret. Leaving Simone and Jim to explain it all to the police. That was hardly gentlemanly conduct for a gentleman thief. But I'm sure they'd understand that rushing out into a field full of police officers would not have been a good idea. It's going to be a long walk home, and I have some important matters to attend to. I have to track down my fence, for one thing. And then I have to punch him very hard in the face. There we go. Alright. Next I'm going to be playing 7 Days of Skeptic. And then I'll work my way through the series. This one's fun. But I really feel like the series gets going really well in Trilby's Notes, the third game in the series. But also spoilers, and I truly believe that this series is actually the origin of the Slender Man. But we'll get back to that. In the meantime, that's all for today. But I will see you in the next video. And remember, a mind is a terrible thing. Goodbye.